the war machines. We fought for freedom, for what hope means. I lead the charge, with duty clear. A naval on numbers, no place for fear. For freedom, the republic, for brothers I trust. Through battles unending, my spirit will never rust. On numberless fields, the shadows fell, facing Krell's betrayal, a living hell. We fought for survival, for the Republic's call, for innocence lost, and justice for all. In the chaos of war, we held our ground, from Christoph's streets to Felucia's mound. Every blaster bolt, every crashing wave, was for the Republic we swore to save. Streets with Ahsoka beside. Against Maul's forces, we turned the tide. The droids fell, but betrayal loomed near. Brothers turned weapons, our captain's worst fear. Camino's waves raised us as one, but the war was alive, the damage done. Still the bonds we forged, the battles we faced, a legacy no empire can erase. I lead the charge, with duty clear. A nail along numbers, no place for fear. For freedom, the republic, for brothers I trust. Through battles unending, my spirit will never rust. The droids may fall, but my fight remains. The republic's spirit runs through my veins. Let's CT-7567, I'll carry the flame. For the brothers I've lost, for the clone trooper name. For the clone trooper name. Stands tall with his brothers near. Through battle storm he shows no fear. Our shock troopers will unbroken bold. In every strike his story's told. The droids come in waves, but he won't break. Fighting for the republic, for honor's sake. For the republic, he fights to the end. No matter the odds, no time to bend. Through fire and death he holds the line. For the republic he's set to shine. On Scipio's ground the battle rages, but thorns resolve and never ages. Outnumbered yet he stands alone, fighting for freedom, his heart's full grown. His final breath, the hero's plea. For the republic, his legacy. His legacy. For the republic, he fights to the end. No matter the odds, no time to bend. Through fire and death, he holds the line. For the republic, he's set to shine. He's set to shine. On Scipio's ground, the battle rages, but thorns resolve, it never rages. Outnumbered yet he stands alone, fighting for freedom, his heart's full grown. His final breath, a hero's plea. For the republic, his legacy. His legacy. For the republic, he fights to the end. No matter the odds, no time to bend. Through fire and death, he holds the line. For the republic, he's set to shine. The echoes fade, the battle's done. Thorn's last stand, a victory won. With every soldier he gave his life, a hero's sacrifice in endless strife. For the republic, his final call, a commander who gave it all. For the republic, he fights to the end. No matter Republic, his final call, a commander who gave it all.
Coming up storms where clones were made, born for battle, our lives were preordained. Under General Kenobi, we stood as one against the droids and their endless guns. Bunker dusted streets, we held our ground. With Kenobi's wisdom, victory was found. On Ryla's sands, where people wept, we freed the oppressed, their hope we kept. Citadel walls where heroes fell, with Topaz heights, we gave them hell. Side by side, we fought as one, until the code was called and bonds undone. For the Republic, I stood so tall. Through battles unending, I answered the call. With courage fierce we marched as one, but the price of victory could not be undone. On the Topaz cliffs the tide was turned, Grievous fell and the victory earned. The battle was won, but peace was still far, as the darkness of war left its scar. A command came down cold as the night, to strike at the ones who stood for the right. With no hesitation, no room to plead, I followed the order, a soldier's creed. I stood so tall. Through battles unending, I answered the call. With courage fierce we marched as one, but the price of victory could not be undone. Under the Empire's rule, I played their game, a soldier's armor, but not the same. The Republic's light, now drowned in dust, a cause betrayed, a shattered trust. I am a soldier of the Republic, not a droid. I live with the cost of what's been destroyed. Once bound by duty, now a shadow remains, but I'll fight for the light to ease these pains. So bold, at Sandwich he stood, though the skies turned red, while the Republic faltered, his brothers bled. Gregor's Valor, a light in the dark, a flame of courage, igniting the spark. Through the fire and loss he'll never fall, a hero of honor who gave it his all. The battle was lost, he fled to the stars, crash landed alone on above far. Amnesia took hold, his purpose unclear, a dishwasher's life, his heart bound in fear. Till Gaston arrived and the memories burned, the commando within him at last returned. Gregor's Valor, a light in the dark, a flame of courage, igniting the spark. Through the fire and loss he'll never fall, a hero of honor who gave it his all. He charged to the fray, against endless droids he held them at bay. For his brothers for freedom, he made his stand. Fighting with honor, he took his last stand. He was called to be gone, his fate in the void, but our clones will endure, they cannot be destroyed. The Clone Wars had ended, but battles remained. The Empire's machine, so his skills unchained. On Darrow he trained those who took clones' place. When freedom called out and he found his escape. With Rex and with Wolf, on Silos he stayed. A warrior's bond through the trials they braved. Gregor's Valor, a light in the dark, a flame of courage, igniting the spark. Through the fire and loss he'll never fall, a hero of honor who gave it his all. On Roanoke's bright plains his fight found its end, a
legacy of courage forever to shine. Gregor's valor immortal through time. Below those bright plains, his fight found its end. But Gregor's valor will always transcend. A legacy of courage, forever to shine. Gregor's valor, immortal through time. When the battle calls, he's the first to pound. Here comes a wrecking ball, crashing through the flame, tearing through enemies, clearing the way. With a laugh and a roar, he'll never fall. Nothing stands against the wrecking ball. Explosions behind him, a grin on his face, loving the thrill of the wildest chase. No fight too big, no job too tough. When Gregor hits, one hit's enough. But under the power, a heart beats strong. For his brothers he fight all day long. Here comes a wrecking ball, crashing through the fray, tearing through enemies, clearing the way. With a laugh and a roar, he'll never fall. Nothing stands against the wrecking ball. Giants have battles inside. When the chip took hold, he tried to hide. The fire in his mind, the fear in his chest, till his brothers helped him put it to rest. Stronger than ever, he rose up tall, back in control of the wrecking ball. Through battles of empire, through shadows they ran, protecting Omega, their family, their plan. Through fire and war, through loss and through fight, Gregor stood firm on towering night. With Hunter and Echo, with Crosshair and Toe, the back stayed strong. Two brothers march through ash and more. Waxer moved with purpose clear. But right there, no room for fear. Found a child in war's cruel wake, held her hand through every quake. In Nuba's eyes, they saw their role. More than troopers, hearts made whole. Twin suns rise, where shadows fall. They stood together, gave their all. Side by side through dust and fire, fighting on, they never tire. On Geonosis, blood-red sand, they pulled General Kenobi from death's hand. Through every charge and blaster flare, Waxer and Boyle were always there. No fame to chase, no glory won, just battles fought until they were done. In armor scarred, they held the line. Two brothers forged by war and time. Umbra's night turned hope to dust. Krell's betrayal shattered trust. Waxer fell, Boyle left to grieve, with no true justice to believe. Even in the darkest ground, their bonded doors forever bound. Twin suns rise, the shadows fall. They stood together, gave their all. Side by side through dust and fire, fighting on, they never tire. Twin suns rise, the legacy's true. Boyle and Waxer, we remember you. Streets torn by war, two brothers marched through ash and more. Waxer moved with purpose clear, Boy right there, no room for fear. Found a child in war's cruel wake, held her hand through every quake. In Numa's eyes, they saw their role. More than troopers, hearts made whole. Where shadows fall, they stood together, gave their all. Side by side through dust and fire, fighting on, they never tire. On Geonosis, blood-red sand, they pulled General Kenobi from death's hand. Through every charge and blaster flare, Waxer and Boyle were always there. No fame to chase, no glory won, just battles fought until they were done. In armor scarred, they held the line. Two brothers forged by war and time. Umbra's night turned hope to dust. Krell's betrayal shattered trust. Waxer fell, Boyle left to grieve, with no true justice to believe. Even in the darkest ground, their bond endures forever bound. Twin suns rise, where shadows fall. They stood together, gave their all. Side by side through dust and fire, fighting on, they never tire. Twin suns rise, their legacy is true. Boyle and Waxer, we remember you.